Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 4 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Talladega in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. Talladega, obviously, you never know what's going to happen at a track like this, so hopefully we can have a good run here today. But in the Xfinity Series, we had subscriber Blake Saville in the car here for us today. Wasn't the greatest qualifying effort. Obviously, we know how the qualifying effort's going to go at a plate track. It's never going to go well, unfortunately. I'm not even sure if you put a custom setup in the car, if you would be able to qualify up front. I might have to experiment with that one time now as he was heading down this back straightaway. But Saville would be able to move his way forward slowly but surely as he came through the tri-oval at this point, past the midway point of this race, making some three wide moves up the inside, and he would continue, like I said, just slowly move forward as he came through. Now this is on the final lap through the tri-oval, once again making it four wide up the middle, actually passing Justin Allgaier and whatnot as he would cross the line to get a 18th place finish. Just starting at the back made things tough on Saville to move his way forwards as Austin Cindric would win the race, and he's been having a great season actually in our career mode. Austin Cindric has, but we come through now into the Cup Series qualifying through the tri-oval as I had come through to cross the line on my second lap with a 49.8, and we go with a brilliant 40th place here in qualifying. So obviously a great qualifying effort for us here at Talladega, our best plate track qualifying effort so far. So let's go for a win here today.
Today we're at Talladega Superspeedway for the running of the Geico 500. Now Talladega is the longest track in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. So who will avoid the big one and make their way to victory lane? Let's head down to the track and find out.
Alright, thank you, Rick Allen, as we're ready to go green here for the Geico 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. Parker Kligerman didn't have a good practice session. That team knows they can do better now as Denny Hamlin failed optical scanning station multiple times, so he's starting at the back as Daniel Hemrick will join Hamlin at the back of the field after he had an engine change after qualifying, as we do advance a few positions due to Hamlin and the 8 of Hemrick being sent to the back. We're ready to go green here now from P38 at Talladega Superspeedway. Our teammate Kevin Harvick just a few rows in front as the green flag is out. Kyle Larson, another notable name back here as well, as we are underway here in Talladega. The Daytona 500 was pretty exciting earlier this season, so hopefully we can have a great race here today. Talladega is already going three wide in front of us with Kevin Harvick up the middle, so I'm going to get in behind my teammate and try to help him out. Obviously, some notable drivers that I'm really looking at working with today, other than my teammates, obviously. If we can work with our teammates, we're going to, but my notable drivers were kind of Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson. Obviously, draft partners, have them turn back on for Talladega. We're going to use them at any track that's kind of like a super speedway. Talladega, Daytona, Michigan, Pocono, and Indianapolis will probably always use them, but we're obviously at Daytona we drafted well with Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin, so those are kind of my two notable drivers that if we can't get hooked up with teammates, those are the two guys I'm going to look for through this pack as we come through on this opening lap. Kyle Busch actually leading the way through this tri-oval. Kyle Larson in the middle of a three wide for a brief moment. There's Hamlin, looks to my outside as we come through to cross the line, complete the opening lap here at Talladega Superspeedway, running P39 with 12 laps to go in this opening stage. We have just enough fuel to barely make it to the end of both of these first two stages, but if the final stage goes green the whole way, we will have to make a pit stop just like we had to do at the Daytona 500 as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway. Hamlin and Larson hooked up bumper to bumper at that point, as we had a huge run here now on lap 3, trying to get past them both as we went down the back straightaway. But my draft, we didn't have the draft there going down the back straightaway when I pulled out of line, so we lost momentum. Larson looks to the outside, and Denny Hamlin also trying to follow through as we came through this exit of the corner, though. Joey Gase from behind is going to give me a shot to the bumper, and that will certainly help me as we go down this front straightaway. There's Ryan Newman on the far outside at this point. Larson gets clear at that moment, so we came through now on lap 4. We had actually gotten back to the inside of Larson up to P27 at this point as we continue to work our way through the field, making it three wide with Keselowski and the 7-time champion of Jimmy Johnson, so 8 championships combined with those two drivers. Now as we came through on lap 7 of 13, now up to P17 inside the top 20, looking to the outside of Jamie McMurray, trying to make some three wide moves here, moving up in different lanes. We had run the bottom the whole race, and this was my first time so far jumping up to a different lane that wasn't the bottom. You see me getting in behind Alex Bowman because he was connected pretty well to the bumper of Michael McDowell, so I figured we're early in the race, let's experiment a little bit, trying to get up behind Alex Bowman as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 on this far outside lane up towards the wall, just a few feet off the wall as we exit turn 2, getting into the back of Bowman just a little bit there as we go down this back straightaway. Truex though looks to my inside, so now we got two cars on the inside, three wide as we go down this back straightaway. As we went down through turns 3, Bowman would actually leave us out, and so would McDowell, so now all of a sudden we're going to drop back a little bit as Bowman he's going to follow through on the inside as well, so we fall outside now of the top 20 as we exit turn 4. But as we came to just 2 to go in the stage, we still hovered around the same position, but we got back to the inside and got connected with Denny Hamlin, the notable driver I was talking about that we wanted to get connected with. As he goes 4 wide in front of us there as we're approaching just the final lap here in this first and opening stages to come through turns 4 out of the corner. You see the fuel icon on the screen. We're very low on fuel, about maybe a lap and a half of fuel right now in the car as we come through the center of the triangle as we would come through to start the final lap here in this first and opening stages. We go down towards turns 1, connected with Hamlin as we come through the inside now of Alex Bowman, and now he is just going to stay in that spot there. He's not going to try anything stupid now, as I was expecting a little more aggression from some of these drivers, but it was just a 2-lane show as we went down the back straightaway. The caution actually comes out in the first stage, ends a little bit early, about half a lap early, as Chase Elliott wins the stage. He's already got a win this season at Bristol, but we would come back to the pit lane here for 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 tires, and we actually gain 3 positions and move up to P15 behind Bubba Wallace here as we get ready to go green to start the second stage here at Talladega. Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin on the row in front of us as the green flag is out, and stage 2 is underway here at Talladega Superspeedway as we come through to cross the line. It is a 11-lap stage, so we definitely will not have to worry about fuel. Obviously, at the end of stage 1, the fuel icon was on, so it was just a very, very slight concern. This time we won't have to worry at all, as you see Hamlin taking Jimmy Johnson 3 wide through the center of turns 1 and turns 2, so that might not be good for the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson, as he's actually up on that far outside pushing Parker Kligerman as we go down the back straightaway. 3 wide racing. The AI certainly not afraid to be aggressive on these restarts as of late here in the career mode. Obviously, we saw Denny Hamlin make some 3 wide moves at Richmond on the restarts. Obviously, that kind of hurt us more than it hurt him, unfortunately. But now we come through turn 3 on the inside of Denny Hamlin as we come through the center of the corner to the inside of Parker Kligerman as we exit turn 4. So using this inside lane, we're actually moving forwards quite well on this opening lap in the second stage as we come through the trial. Well, Chase Elliott obviously won that first stage. Right now, he leads the outside lane, no longer leading the race though as we come through, crossing the line, completing the first lap of the second stage. Now up inside of the top 10 as Stenhouse had actually jumped up to the top trying to help Chase Elliott, but continuing on this bottom, we would come through now up to P7, but no one really driving on this very bottom lane right in front of me until Bubba Wallace does drop down. We're getting pushed from behind by Corey LaJoie, who was actually a bit of a contender last episode at Richmond as we go down the front straightaway. Coming through, LaJoie continuing to push, we would come through to get up into the 3rd position as we cross the line. 8 to go in the second stage. We look to the inside now of Bubba Wallace. Corey LaJoie connected to my bumper, and he does not seem to have any desire to lift as we come through the center of the corner up to P2 behind Kurt Busch in the 1 car. A chance to take the lead. We're disconnected a little bit now, but we're going to jump up to the top here on the outside now of Kurt Busch as we go down this back straightaway trying to take the lead at the Talladega Superspeedway. We get another shove from behind by LaJoie as we go down towards turn 3, not quite clear of Kurt Busch as we come through the center of the corner, and obviously help from behind is coming to Kurt Busch, so we're definitely not going to be able to quite complete the pass at the moment as we're side by side as we exit turn 4, heading down this front straightaway, trying to take that lead position, but just can't quite make it happen. Tried to side draft to one of Kurt, but it just didn't quite work out either. Now as we came through though, the inside lane continuing to move forwards, and Kligerman, he had gone past me, and Ty Dillon looked to my inside, but we would end up getting a caution here late in the second stage, which would set us up for a late stage 2 restart, obviously. Kurt Busch and Parker Kligerman on the front row now as the green flag is back out. Once again, we are underway. It is going to be a 3-lap dash to decide the winner of the second stage in Talladega as we cross the line. 3 to go. We're going to try and not push Kligerman. I didn't want to push him out to the front now as Ty Dillon, though, is taking it 3 wide here on the restart for the lead. Kurt Busch, Kligerman, Dillon 3 wide as Ty Dillon moves to the front position. Kurt Busch 3 wide in the middle. He tries to drop down to the inside, and actually a car got to my inside, so all of a sudden we're hung out with Eric Jones on this far outside lane as we go down the back straightaway, and you see here with the onboard bumper camera, the car's just flying by. All of a sudden we go from 4th to outside of the top 10 as we go down towards turns 3. Martin Truex Jr. giving me a shove through the center of the corner now as we hover into that 14th position as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. So not a good restart at all. Once Ty Dillon took a 3 wide now as we came through, continuing to actually run the middle lane. Now help from behind from our other teammate of Eric Almirola as we hit 2 to go in this second stage. Harvick, and it almost takes out Ryan Truex there as he followed him up the track and just about hooked him in the left rear as we go 4 wide up the middle with our teammate of Clint Boyer, Brand Keselowski, included on the outside. As we go through turn 3, a little bit of contact made, but we hang on to it. Very dangerous there down the back straightaway into turns 3. Somehow we hold on to it now as we exit turn 4. Harvick still side by side with the 71 of Ryan Truex as we go down this front straightaway, coming to the white flag here in stage 2. Harvick going way up the track. We get into the left rear, just a little bit of Harvick, but thankfully we all keep it straight now as we come through, getting a shot from behind from Eric Almirola as we start this final lap here in stage 2. A wild last few laps here in this second stage as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 for the final time here. Almirola is actually going to side draft us as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway for the final time. Matt DiBenedetto on the inside of his JGR affiliate teammate of Kyle Busch as we go down this back straightaway. Almirola's got help from behind of Martin Truex Jr., who connects to his back bumper as we go down into turns 3. Behind us, I believe we have William Byron in that bright yellow Hertz car as we come through the center of the corner, closing in on the back of DiBenedetto as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 now on the exit of the corner for the final time here in the second stage. Doesn't look like we're going to get a top 10 as we head down into the trial for the final time here in stage 2 on the inside of Kligerman. We look to the outside here as we come through to cross the line. It is Paul Menard winning stage 2 as we get P13 here in this second stage. So definitely could have been better. We restarted P4 and then within just 3 laps, or within half a lap, we dropped outside of the top 10. But we would come back to the pit lane, obviously, and take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, just like we did for the intermission between Stage 1 and Stage 2. We gain 2 positions, though, from P13 and climb up to P11 as we get ready to start the third and final stage here at Talladega Superspeedway. Now it really matters where we finish. The green flag is back out, and once again, we are underway. Behind us, it looks like we got the 24 of William Byron as we come through to start this third and final stage. 18 laps to go here at Talladega, which means, like I said before, if it's stays green, we will need to make a late race pit stop under green flag conditions. No matter what, we do got to come to pit road. It's just a matter of, is it going to be under green or is it going to be under caution? Now as we come through turns 1 and on the exit of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway up inside the top 10 for a brief moment. Boyer has quite a bit of momentum closing in on the back there of the 9 of Elliott, but it looks like the 43 might be carrying the momentum back on Boyer as we go down into turns 3 towards turns 4. Paul Menard leads the way here as Martin Truex Jr. is closing in pretty quickly, but he gets cut off by the 24 of William Byron as we exit turn 4 now, heading down this front straightaway inside that top 10 as we go down towards the tribal 3 wide just about now as LaJoie, he backed out of it as we look to the inside of the 51 of BJ McLeod on the back of the 47 of Ryan Preece as we cross the line, hitting 17 laps to go. We get in behind the 51 of McLeod as we come through the center of the corner. He jumps way out of line, not sure exactly what he was doing, so we just kind of leave him out to dry. Not really intentional, but unfortunately for McLeod it did happen as we come through turns 2. A bunch of momentum would get me to the back of Paul Menard, but unfortunately it looks like Menard not really going anywhere. We would get stuck behind Menard and then get hung out here by the 9 of Elliott, and we started dropping like a rock here within the next lap, and really the next 2 or 3 laps we started dropping like a rock as Elliott got into my inside. We would actually get paired with Denny Hamlin as we continued to fall down the order. As you can see here, getting a little bit aggressive there with the 11, but like I said, we had continued falling down, now outside of the top 20 at this point as we came out of turn 2. 3 by 3 by 3 at this point here in the mid-pack, and we just had nowhere to go. We were up on the top, and I couldn't get low. Danny couldn't get low. No one could get to the bottom. So we were just stuck riding it out at this point, making sure I don't make a mistake and put the car into the wall as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. And it was really myself, Hamlin, Almirola, and Jimmy Johnson. All 4 of us were working together at this point. And I looked at this as an opportunity here as we had actually fallen down to P35 at this point as we came through now on towards turn 3 on lap 36. Hamlin, myself, Almirola, and Johnson all migrate to the bottom lane as I started to work, or I was able to figure out how to work kind of where the AI went as when they were draft partners, and Johnson was committed to working with the 10 of Almirola as we came through now on lap 37, heading down the back straightaway into turn 3, starting to slowly move our way forwards, but the caution comes out once again here in Talladega. I didn't see anything happen around us, so I wasn't really sure what brought out the yellow as you would come to the pit lane and take 2 right side tires. I started to maybe get the hang of the little late race pit stops because it seems like the AI only like to take 2 tires when it comes to late in the race, and that's what we did this time, and we didn't really lose any ground. We start P31 here with less than 10 laps to go in Talladega. My main focus was getting Denny Hamlin in front of me. Obviously, I said my notables were teammates, Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson as drivers to work with. We had Hamlin and Johnson and a teammate working with us before that caution. It was really perfect for us, but unfortunately we all get split up as we're going to do a crank it up here through turns 1 and 2, and I'll come back in a moment.
Outside. Car outside. Hold your line. one outside now. Got one outside now. Car outside. Still there? Clear high, bud. Got one outside now.
Alright, there was our crank it up for today here in Talladega. Now as we are hooked up with the Denny Hamlin behind us, we got Denny Hamlin's teammate Martin Truex Jr. at this point as we went down this back straightaway here on lap 43, running this inside lane. Myself and Hamlin and Truex all starting to move our way forwards. Really, 10 laps ago we were running what, in 33rd, 34th, 35th in that area, and now here we are back inside the top 15 as Truex though kind of gets separated from us as we exit turn 4 heading down this front straightaway. But sure enough, we would reunite with Martin Truex Jr. as we are approaching the final laps here in Talladega Superspeedway, continuing to push Denny Hamlin, approaching just 2 laps to go as we're definitely not looking great right now when getting up towards the front here as we come through to cross the line. 2 laps remain here in Talladega as we came through now on the back straightaway, a lap and a half to go. At this point, Truex close, but not close enough. If we want to make a big charge, obviously we need to find the way to the inside of all these cars, but we also need Truex to be able to get hooked up to my bumper to at least make it a 3-car little tandem as we go down this front straightaway here, approaching the final lap now up into P7, pushing Hamlin inside of the top 5 at this point as we come through the trial. Alex Bowman, Parker Kligerman, Kurt Busch in front as we push Hamlin across the line. The white flag is out, and we look to the inside now of Kurt Busch as we go down into turns 1. We need Truex's help if we're going to make a last lap charge to the front now as Bowman leads away as we exit turn 2. Bowman looks for the win here as we exit turn 2, and there's Truex on our bumper. He gives us a huge shot down the back straightaway, and all of a sudden we have the momentum here carrying us down the straightaway with Hamlin on the front of my bumper. Bowman to the top, Kligerman to the middle. We push Hamlin to the inside of Kligerman, 3 wide for the lead just about in front of us between Hamlin, Kligerman, and Bowman. Hamlin, myself, and Truex all bumper to bumper as we've pushed Denny out to the lead. As we exit turn 4, we need to find a way to try and pass him before the line. As we come through the travel, looking to the inside, Hamlin covers us off now. As it's pretty much a lost cause, but we jump up to the top, and it's not going to be enough. Denny Hamlin holds on to win in Talladega as we come through to finish in the 2nd position. Truex in P3, as that was an incredible late race charge, as that was certainly one of the more intense plate races I've ever been a part of in any NASCAR game, to be completely honest. We were 3-wide racing a lot, and that was certainly a lot of fun to be a part of. We were in the middle of some 3-wides, even 4-wides, obviously, and we just got connected with Denny Hamlin, and there seems to just be a spark there when we get hooked up with the 11 car Denny Hamlin. We seem to be able to make something work really well, so obviously I really like being able to work with Denny Hamlin. He's in my top 5 favorite drivers, obviously, in real life, so I'll take an opportunity to work with him whenever I can, and maybe we have to think about that in the future. Maybe we could go to JGR one time in the future in our career, and obviously be teammates with Denny, and that would work out even better. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. In the next one, we go to Dover here. I believe it's just a cup race for that one, so we'll see how we do. Obviously, we had quite a bit of success at Dover in NASCAR Heat 3, so hopefully we can continue that here in NASCAR Heat 4. Still looking for cup win number 1, so hopefully we can do it there as you see your playoff grid. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.